What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Heavy Hitter Media. Man, Kandi Burruss Tucker has to be like the coolest celebrity alive. Want to know why? Watch the video. Like I said, Kandi Burruss has to be like the coolest, dopest celebrity alive. And the reason why is because over the past couple of days, she did like 6 to 7 interviews with YouTube creators, which is very abnormal to be on your own press tour and to take our time, like at 15 to 30-minute intervals, to talk to them about whatever they wanted to talk to her about. It was a myriad, a variety of things that they talked about. Like, I thought it was just so dope. So what I did, I took questions from each of those 7 interviews and I put them together. So let's watch them out. She talked to Richie Sky. She talked to the Ooh Ladies First panel, which is Jamie, that's me, Niecy Dixon, and my girl, Kandi Blue. She don't know she's my girl. She's my girl in my head. Scotty by Nature, and I think Jamar 84. Storm Rhoa with his cute ass. He got those cheeks. He's so damn cute. House of Aaron got some exclusives. Let me lean in like I do and have this heavy conversation. He got some exclusive tea on Carlos King. If you haven't seen it, I got a little clip. You go watch there. She also talked to Tisa Tales. I gotta look at my list, child. It's just a clip, so be sure to go to all of those channels. Again, let me look at my list so I can tell you specifically. DJ Richie Sky, Tisa Tales, Storm Rhoa, the Ooh Ladies First panel, Kandi Blue, Jamie, that's me, Niecy Dixon, Scotty by Nature, and Jamar 84, and the House of Aaron. Make sure that you go to their channels, support them, subscribe, like, and look at the full interviews because I'm only going to give you a little bit. And while we're talking, be sure to go to my page, subscribe, like, comment, and share. And
last night on the reunion, can you tell me what your thoughts was on the seating last night? Because I was baffled.
I said it prior to the show airing. I was like, who came up with this seating arrangement? Okay. Now, I want to be clear because people always be saying, oh, Kandi on the end. So she like, I do not care about being on the end. The person who's right next to Andy is typically the ones who has been the most drama. That's what that means. It's not like you are any seniority or you were better than anybody. It meant that you were in the most bullshit throughout the season. Oh, excuse me. I don't know if I can say that on your show. But yeah, you were in the most BS throughout the season. So you get to sit right next to Andy. That's what that means. And then, they put everybody else. But I would have thoughts. You would ask me. I thought it was going to be like Kenya, me, and maybe Drew on one side. And I was thinking they was going to have Marlo, Marlo, Sanya, and Sheree on the other side. So that's what I was thinking, not in any particular order, but it just, that's who I thought they was gonna have. So I'm like, how you gonna put Drew and Sanya next to each other and they be beefing? Like, that didn't make no sense to me. And I said it when we had our first lunch break, because we all were surprised by the seating arrangement when we walked out. And then at our little lunch break, I remember saying to one of the producers, I was like, why did y'all do that? And they were like, oh, it'll be fine. They're not going to do it. And then right after that, we went back to that set, and them girls down there was about to pop off on each other. Y'all ain't seen that part yet. It was about to pop off. I was like, yeah. As I said, this wasn't a good idea.
I almost wondered if it was designed to throw you guys off your game, like to kind of like set the stage for you to kind of be like, now what?
I think some people were like, what? Okay. I was just kind of like, this is stupid, but okay.
For a limited time, so we're just going to jump into it, right? Okay. Let's start off with the elephant in the room, and I want to get your opinion on it, all right? Shiva Chara, right? Listen, Miss Worldwide, right? Because we got to ask Miss Worldwide, because it did not escape my attention that when you gave a raid and said, bitch, I'm worldwide, you had it on mugs, hoodies, coffee table, everything you could. You had it in what, a 24-hour turnaround? So you know how you said to turn a shade tree into a money tree, right? But right. I'm interested to see what you said, right? Because you are the queen of branding and you've started so many businesses from the ground up. So what do you specifically think are the issues of Shiva Chara? What internally, like what do you know from the business aspect? What do you see the issue that did this?
Okay, well, I think part of the problem is it's like she doesn't have a team, you know, to help her or advise her. You know what I mean? I think, you know, I don't, you know, well, first of all, you know, you get a team, those people do cost money. So you got to invest, you know, as a business owner, you have to invest in your brand. And part of that is hiring people to, you know, do the things that you may not know. Right. And I just feel like she's not necessarily the best person at asking for help either. Like, she's very prideful. She doesn't really, you know, she keeps things, you know, close to the vest. Anytime we ask her, you need help with this, she always acts like she already has it. You know, she's one of those like, oh, I got it, I'm good. You know, she's one of those people. So I'm not trying to say anything bad about her. I'm just saying that, you know, with that being said, sometimes you have to drop your pride and ask for help. You know, it's easy just to ask for help or either hire a team, one or the other. Some things, you know, you can't just do it by yourself. Not to say she can't, but this is a big brand. Sheree is the biggest brand on Housewives that has never actually been a brand until now. I mean, meaning like you couldn't purchase it until last night.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, you made some good points when you said that Sheree definitely has a brand. And as a businesswoman, and even me, I'm new to YouTube, but I realize that's so valuable for people to be able to just say your name. And not even that, it's a good connotation associated with her brand, right? So,
right.
Yeah, so let me ask you this, right? So you're saying that maybe the reason it took maybe 14 years to, and I'm not shading her because when things happen, right?
Right.
Took her 14 years is because she didn't want to ask for help. She's very prideful and she was trying to do it on her own.
Let's get right in it. All right. You have helped Kim Zolciak, non-singing ass. You have helped Marlo when wasn't nobody else fucking with her. You stood by Sheree even though she was talking shit behind the scenes. We already know you gave Portia a chance and her singing voice wasn't all that. So my question to you is, how does it feel to constantly help these heifers on the show only for them to turn on you later?
It feels fucked up. It makes me very leery of dealing with any of the girls outside of the show. Okay. Like outside of the time that I have to be nice to them. Meaning, like, okay, you know, in the beginning, you're a little bit more open to building relationships, but I've been burned with building any type of friendships, business, anything. So now I really don't like to work with anybody on the show. Like, I don't be wanting to like do any, you know, when they have, I'm into music, I don't be wanting to touch it because I feel like it's always going to end up being a problem. I never thought that this was going to be a problem with me and Marlo. Now this is a problem. Her saying I don't help people and all that stuff. It's just like, dang, you know, why do I always seem to get the short end of the stick when I am genuinely trying to help them? Like,
yeah,
why you gotta battle somebody you're trying to help? Like, that don't even make sense.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's intimidation. I don't know if you know, but you're a powerhouse. You do a lot. You one little woman, you do a lot.
Thanks.
I'm just saying, and people, they can get around you and they can get intimidated just by your energy alone. I mean,
we got the same 24 hours. Like somebody told me, we got the same 24 hours. We got the same platform. The same.
True.
I think people don't understand. It's a difference in drive. It's a difference in I will invest in myself, in my brand, in my team. I will, you know, I'll just go harder. Like, everything is not a money grab for me. So some things I will do just for the simple fact that I know, I mean, even now, like, I show love to you guys and you guys, you know, show love back. And it's like, those things mean things. So sometimes everything doesn't have to be about $1 or they didn't pay me to do, you know what I'm saying?
I get it.
I think, you know, when they understand that, you know what I mean? And some things I may do, like, say, for instance, just like I was explaining to someone else earlier, like when we have our YouTube pages, people don't understand we are consistent.
Yes.
We keep giving the people content on a regular basis. And in the beginning, we're not really getting paid for it, right? Some people won't stick to it because they ain't making no money out the first 2 shows they did.
You gotta put in that work. You gotta get it time.
Work, and that's what I tell people all the time. You may be more talented, or think you may look better. You may think you got all these things that's going on better than me, but I will outwork you. And it's just
so Marlo made a point to, continue to bring up your sexuality. I feel like that's one of the things she always attacks when it comes to you, and you've been open and honest about, being a bisexual woman. So how does that work in your marriage? Does Todd still allow you to,
That's funny. That was a funny question. Okay. Well, I think to me, it works, from time to time. We may indulge, but if we indulge, we indulge together. It's not like people think that it's fun. Like, oh my God, I can't believe y'all do a threesome or whatever. But the threesome is the fun for both of us. It ain't just him enjoying it or me. We both be having fun and enjoying it. Okay. So, and with that being said, we don't do it all the time. It's not like I'm like running around here trying to pick up women or something. It's not working like that. It's just every blue moon something may go down and it may be fun.
Right. You're not taking nobody down to the dungeon.
And there is no dungeon except for the party tour that we've taken on the road. But it's not. Well, I'm just saying, like, if the fun time comes up, if something happens, it happens. But it's not like I'm planning and plotting on nobody. It's not.
It wasn't coming from that space. It was coming from like, also being bisexual and married.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I think the thing of being bi, your sexuality, he's still loyal to your mate. You know what I'm saying? So I'm faithful to my husband. It doesn't matter. Like, I can still look at somebody and be like, oh, they fine or whatever, but it doesn't mean I'm trying to pick them up.
Right.
I think a lot of people think you have to act on whatever your sexual desire is at that moment. And it's like in any relationship, you will be faithful in your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna just be real and say that was my question. And everybody else want to say,
yeah. I mean, it doesn't change the fact. I might look at somebody and be like, oh damn, she fine. But like half the time, me and Tyler say to each other, like, oh shit, check her out. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever.
Yeah.
No, I brought up the SWB and Escape show. Can you tell us what brought that show about and what can we expect from it? Because SWB and Escape are two of my favorite girl groups outside of TLC. Y'all are the top three for me. So what would the show be about and what can we expect from it and what brought it together?
Mona Scott brought it together. It's produced by her, and obviously she's worked with both of us. I think she's helping them with their biopic that's happening. That's supposed to be coming soon. So she was saying that she wanted to do this show. I know Bravo wanted to do something that was like in the music space or whatever. So she decided to, put the two groups together to make the show. And to be honest with you, I don't know if we were all so excited about it at first. I know, some of my group members weren't. I wasn't necessarily excited about doing the show, but not because of SWB. But because I already know last time my group did the show, it was a whole mess on Bravo Honey with all of us arguing and different stuff carrying on. So I was just like, I don't know about doing all that again. But, it came together and, we did it. It's going to be good TV. Let me tell y'all that.
I know it is.
It's going to be good TV.
Oh, I know it is. Still kicking it with good TV.
Well, now you get double for your money because you get us and SWB, so it's gonna be very interesting.
Of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. He's been doing the podcast and talking, and whenever he criticizes the show, he brings you up. A lot of the fans, well, a lot of the fans, they go to Twitter and they're like, "Oh my God, Carlos is coming for Kandi." So it's been like this whole thing on social media, and people think that you and Carlos King have a beef, including me, because then you went on to the speak on it, and somebody asked you about Carlos, and you were like, "We're not cool," and it wasn't like it's like no beef or nothing. It's like something had happened. So my question is, what had happened?
Oh my gosh.
Do we have time? Because this is like
another person that
question.
I think he's another person that I think, you know, when they say I've tried to help people, then it comes back to bite me in the ass. Okay, so first of all, the main reason, my main issue with Carlos is he is the one who stole my group's life story and sold it to TV1. And for that, I just can't get past it. He had been working with us that entire season on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. That last year he was with us. Him and Todd had already had some like little issues, business issues, because they were doing a production company together. So they already had some things they had dealt with personally. But, you know, we was trying to move past that and still work together on the show because he was executive producing. What season was that? 9 or whatever?
Yes.
And he was his last year. Okay. So let's say the season wrapped in November. In December, someone tells me, I was talking to a friend. I was like, hey, we should do like a movie about, you know, our group's life or whatever. And they were like, it was a director that Todd and I were speaking. And they was like, somebody's already doing it. And I was like, what you mean somebody's doing it? And so in my mind, I'm thinking it was one of my group members or something. And they was like, yeah, it's a network that's already like, because I took a meeting about directing it. And I was like, what? Now, mind you, just wrapped season 9. The season in like either top of December or November, end of November right there. December, I'm hearing that this movie has been sold to a network. So I come to find out a couple weeks later, I'm trying to find out what is going on, and come to find out it was, in sidebar, his other producing partner, one of the producers that worked for him, who was also at the time I thought was super cool, had called my mom, was like, oh yeah, we want to do a interview you because we're trying to do a documentary about girl groups or something. So we want to ask you questions about, you know, Escape. My mom was going to do it or whatever, but come to find out, he was the person who had did the deal with TV1 to sell our life story. He was, and my mom and it was going to try to ask my mother questions about us unknowingly to get more information, I guess, for the show. So anyway, I just thought that was the lowest thing that anybody could ever do.
But how did he have the rights to y'all story?
He didn't have the rights to our story. What I found out, because of course, you know, I was calling lawyers and everything. And I found out at the time that when you're a public figure, people can do
unauthorized.
They can do unauthorized stories about you. Right. And at the time we had already done like behind the music type of thing on TV1 or whatever. Okay. No, TV1. Remember, Unsung. You know, how they Unsung, yeah. So, you know, they had certain information that I guess they could base the movie off of. But my thing was, I was like, never once, all them years we have been around each other, he had never once told me that he was trying to do a movie about us, and to be able and to go behind my back and to do that, and that's our life story.
Right.
I was like, I can't fuck with him ever again. Wow. I did not want to. I did reach out to him at first. He didn't answer the phone because I had just heard it. So I wasn't sure that it was him. So I was calling him and be like, yo, like, what is this? He didn't answer my calls. But then when we did some things to start like reaching out to the network to try to get the whole situation shut down, then all of a sudden he reaches out to me. And I didn't want to talk after that. I was like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't ever have to talk to you again. And that's just how I feel. I'm like, that is the lowest of the low. Our first, what was that? First spinoff was the wedding or one of them. I think our spinoff was the first show that he was executive producer for. Mm-hmm. I literally fought for him to be executive producer of my show, to be the lead executive producer. Right. So for you to have somebody that you went out for and I always respected him as a producer, to do that to me, I was like, I have no respect for him. Oh. And so for him to now, you know, every time he turn around, he got something to say about me. I'm like, I just give him no energy. But that right there, my life story, that shit gets me emotional and it pisses me off. So yeah, I don't have nothing for him.